warranty is not going to cover my engine replacement. That is crazy.
Ma'am, you haven't done an oil change in 60,000 kilometers.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Trunk Talk, the podcast where we talk about all things automotive, and we do it in the back of the trunk of a car.
That's right. What are we sitting in today?
2025 Kia Telluride. I think this is the SXL, so fully loaded, no big deal.
Suede headliner, no big deal.
Not that anyone cares, but Charlotte, today's topic, we're not talking about things Kia, we're not talking about things Hyundai, we're talking about things manufacturer warranty, extended warranty, and recalls.
Ooh.
We get so many questions about this, so this is actually going to be more so of a Q&A style video, and we have the perfect girl here to do it because Charlotte herself is our warranty expert. She knows everything there is to know.
You're giving me a lot of buildup.
Well, explain yourself. Why are you the perfect warranty expert?
So I have had the privilege of working in multiple different departments when it comes to the dealership level, and through that I've worked in service. So I have done the intake of warranty claims, walking through the process. I've done warranty clerking as well, so the paperwork end of it, submitting claims and getting them approved through to Kia Canada. And then I've also been in the business office, so I've dealt with the sale of extended warranty as well. So between all of that, I really have done a fair bit with warranty. Now, of course, some things have changed since I've been in the office and been transitioned into the media role, but a lot of it is still going to hold relatively true. And we'll keep it pretty baseline, pretty easy to understand, but also answering some questions that were commonly asked by you guys.
Yeah. So I think I want to first start off with breaking down what each of these topics are. So first up is manufacturer warranty. Now, we work for Kia and Hyundai directly, and it's true that not every manufacturer has the same manufacturer warranty. So can you kind of explain what that is, though?
Yeah, so the manufacturer warranty, I'm going to probably narrow it down and be a little bit more specific to the Kia and Hyundai end of it. It is a new vehicle limited warranty. For us, it's 5 years, 100,000 kilometers for all of your major components. There's going to be some variation in that, which I could go into a little bit more in depth in a bit, but basically this is the warranty that comes with the vehicle. So if something does go wrong and it is deemed a manufacturer defect, it's not caused by damage, it's not caused by vandalism, it's not caused by environmental aspects,
improper
use, racing, then basically you bring it to your dealer, they're going to get it fixed for you to no charge, no deductible is going to be a key term there too.
Awesome. And how does this differ from an extended warranty?
So an extended warranty, most of them are going to kick in after the factory warranty or components of the factory warranty have expired. So this is something that comes after, and it is something that you can choose, keyword there, choose, to purchase from your dealer when you are buying your vehicle new, or if you're buying a used vehicle, or if you want to add it on before your factory warranty expires. Those are all options. And with that, typically you get your service performed either at your dealership to deal with that extended warranty, or any dealer that deals with that third-party company, and usually there is a deductible included with that, but you're typically spending about, $50 to $100.
I feel like a lot of people don't know about the deductible.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about the deductible, and it can differ. Some plans, to make them a little bit more affordable, you can have a higher deductible, though we pretty much standard do $100 as our deductible for our warranty is what we offer, because we just find that to be the most affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair number. And then the next one is recalls.
Yeah, so recalls can be a little bit of tricky business, and this is this is something that is issued by the vehicle manufacturer if there is a component or something that is deemed to be unsafe, essentially. And it is the responsibility of the manufacturer to send out letters or interim letters. So if you've ever received a letter, you've called your dealer and you said, hey, I need to get my vehicle booked in for this, and they're like, yeah, like it's not out yet. That is an interim letter. Wait till you get your second one. But it's also the responsibility of the manufacturer to get it fixed, and that's going to be at no cost to you, even if your warranty has expired.
So there are some vehicles that have been on the road for, 8 years, way out of factory warranty, that still get recalls because they're constantly finding things out, you know what I mean? Recalls are something that happen to every single manufacturer as well, too. There can be something super minor or something more so major, right? That warrants maybe a full engine replacement, that kind of thing. But nonetheless, that's a good breakdown.
Thanks.
So, shall we get into some of the most commonly asked questions?
I'd love to.
All right, so do I get my warranty back if I don't use it?
So that's a really good question. And it's going to be a little bit different with factory warranty. That is included with your vehicle. So if you don't use it, no, there's not going to be anything that you're getting back. When it comes to extended warranty, and again, depending on the company, we do ours through LGM. It's usually called Kia Protect, if you've ever heard that, or, insert your manufacturer Protect. They cover a lot of all the major manufacturers. They have some sort of variant that's all under the umbrella of LGM. Not really relevant, I know, it's fine. But a lot of these companies can have something called claim-free rewards, where if you haven't used your extended warranty, either you can get up to a certain amount back in cash, up to a certain amount as a credit to your selling dealer towards the purchase of a new contract, stuff like that. So there is something that you can get if that has expired and you never used it.
So how long is the manufacturer warranty for Kia and Hyundai? And if I had like a hybrid or an electric vehicle, is it any different?
Yeah, so there is definitely going to be some variation. And again, this is pretty common for a lot of manufacturers that deal with ICE and also hybrid or EV vehicles. So to give you a breakdown of Kia's new vehicle limited warranty, notice how I didn't say bumper to bumper. More on that later.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah. So for Kia, their general comprehensive is going to be 5 years, 100,000 kilometers. When it comes to EV, HEV or PHEV specific components, so like the hybrid battery pack, starter generator, onboard charger, the stuff like that, reduction gear trickle charger, VCM, all of that stuff, that's going to be covered for 96 months or 150,000 kilometers, and the high voltage battery is going to be 96 months or 160,000 kilometers. So a couple extra.
So that's 8 years.
Yeah.
Good coverage.
Yeah, so definitely a lot longer,
That's
which is really nice to see.
Where do I need a service to make sure my warranty stays?
Okay, so this is actually a really, really good question, and I'm gonna be a little bit controversial.
Uh-oh.
So one thing I want to let you guys know, and when I was working on the service end, is just the importance of, number one, getting your oil changed. Number two, the importance of
Refer to the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, the importance of keeping your records of your oil changes. So I will say, I think that if you have a new vehicle, I think it is very wise to go and service at your dealership, because they can usually catch things for you ahead of time and get them covered under your warranty, taken care of all in one go.
Yep.
Now, if you are someone who prefers to do your maintenance on your own, or you have an independent shop that you like to go to, then what I want to tell you is just keep your records, because if something happens and you can't prove, say you need an engine replacement and you can't prove that you've done oil changes, that you have had proper maintenance on your vehicle, that's going to give them grounds to deny a claim, because it's going to look like it's negligence. So of course, if you service at the dealer, you are protecting yourself from that. If you choose not to, just again, keep your records straight. Just have them on your hand.
Absolutely.
But if you do service at an independent mechanic, no, it does not void your vehicle's warranty. Just make sure everything is still taken care of and you're following your maintenance schedule.
That's good to know. Definitely good to know. Also, here's another warranty question. Why is there only 3-year warranty on electronics? So things like your head unit, stuff like that.
Yeah, so that is a really interesting one, because it does expire after 36 months. And truthfully, I don't really have a real answer when it comes to the Kia end of things. I had reached out to try to see what I can find, what information is available, and the only thing that kind of twinges at the back of my mind is maybe it's because a lot of the time it does use some type of additional company, when it comes to your sound system, because this would be included in that. It's either, going to be Meridian, Harman Kardon, Bose, or just a regular, more in-house.
Generic, yeah.
But I don't actually know why. So I'm still digging on that one, so stay tuned for when we actually do have an answer.
Maybe we'll have a part 2 for this episode.
Yeah.
Also, maybe we should just do a quick intermission pause. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment if you have any warranty questions, and we could totally revisit this topic again later.
Definitely.
My next question is, what to do if a dealer won't honor your warranty? And you have the proper, if you got the service records, okay?
you got your stuff.
Yeah, if you haven't done any oil changes on your car, I can't help you. But,
So in short term, if you go to a dealership and they are telling you that you have coverage, factory warranty coverage, and they're refusing to do it, short story, run out. Go to another dealer. Go to someone who is going to take care of you. And you're probably thinking, why would they turn down work?
Yeah.
Well, realistically, is warranty labor rate, it is lower than a retail labor rate. So it is, technically dealers, they do make less on it because it is something that's covered under warranty. And I actually want to use an example. Is there are some dealerships in our surrounding area where they take one look at a customer who may need something like an engine replacement, and they say, oh, no, but call Brantford Kia.
Take it to Brantford Kia.
They'll do it for you.
They'll fix you up real nice.
And you know what we say? We're like, yeah, come on. Let's get you some help. Let's get this in. Let's get it done. We would love to help you guys out. Yeah. So if they do that, yeah, run in the opposite direction.
That's not the good thing.
That's not a good business model.
No, absolutely not. Is there a max labor rate covered, and do I have to pay if it exceeds the max?
So there is a max labor rate. So the way that warranty works is basically there are guides, there's schematics, there's diagrams, which is going to give you your parts number. It's also going to give you a claim code, an op code, whatever it is that you want to call it, and also the time that it does pay. Now, realistically, some of these can take longer, some of them can take shorter, so depending on the tech, you can kind of come out on top or a little bit below. But no, if it's warranty work, you are not paying out of pocket for it. I'm sure, unfortunately, that there are some really scummy dealers out there who would try to charge you. No, that's not fair. It's covered under warranty. It's not going to be a charge to you.
Do aftermarket warranties trump over the factory ones?
So the way that aftermarket warranties typically work is they come into effect after the factory warranty has expired. So you can actually have an extended warranty on your vehicle and be in effect and still have your factory warranty. So say after 36 months, if something, my head unit, so my infotainment screen or something like that goes, well, after that 36 months, even if I'm still within the 5 years, that extended warranty is going to kick in. It's going to cover that component. So it is going to give you some coverage. There can be a little bit of overlap sometimes, but most of the time your extended warranty is going to kick in after a section of the factory warranty has timed out or aged out by mileage.
Can you buy extended warranty later on in your ownership journey?
Yeah, so you can. I'll definitely recommend doing it before your factory warranty expires. The most affordable that your extended warranty is going to be is, of course, at the point of purchase with a new vehicle. After that, because there is, mileage on the vehicle and time has surpassed, it is going to be a little bit more expensive. If your vehicle is out of factory warranty, you still actually can put an extended warranty on it. It is subject to an inspection though, just to make sure that everything is either in good shape, because they're not going to cover anything that was a problem beforehand, if that makes sense.
The engine's about to glow.
And you're like, hey, listen, let me get this.
It would be cheaper if I got an extended warranty. Yeah, no, that
you can't do that. You can't do that.
That would not fly. We thought of that, and they said no.
Yeah, they're like, no, you can't do that.
Also, so many people utilize the term bumper-to-bumper warranty.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, bumpers aren't covered, babes.
Not even the rear bumper?
Not even the rear bumper. So you will never hear the term bumper to bumper come out of my mouth, if I'm being honest. And I will never tell you that your vehicle is bumper to bumper. I will tell you it's a new car limited warranty because there are limitations on it, and a lot of people don't necessarily know what those are. So for Kia and Hyundai, if you are within the first year of ownership, so first year, 20,000 kilometers, your first year adjustments, so minor things that typically could be considered normal, are considered normal maintenance. If something like, say, an alignment or a wheel balance, stuff like that, if that's giving you a problem, that actually is covered for the first 1 year, 20,000 kilometers.
Past that.
Yeah, you're way past that, girl. You're almost timed out of that 100,000. Hey, have you thought about buying extended warranty?
Nah.
You're probably not even keeping your car that long.
No. But I guess that's it. Who would purchase an extended warranty? Like, who is an extended warranty an actual good purchase for?
I think that if you are someone who keeps your vehicle for a really long time, I think that it's a good idea for you. I also think that if you're a high mileage driver, then it's also going to be a good idea for you, because, like, the thing with vehicles, the thing with everything is, as time goes on, as more use occurs, things wear out, and that's normal. That's normal. But sometimes it's nice to not actually have to pay out of pocket, especially because sometimes it can all, multiple things need to happen for one thing to be corrected.
Yeah.
And it's nice to kind of not have to pay those out of pocket. It's either nice to have it be covered under factory warranty, or just be able to say, hey, I know I've got a $100 deductible. If an emergency comes up, I know that I can pay that instead of having to pay everything out of pocket at a time. I don't necessarily think that they are for everyone, which I know is probably a super hot take. Like, if you're someone who gets a new vehicle every 2 years, I'm not going to pitch you an extended warranty. I'll pitch you something else to help that might better suit your needs. But yeah,
I think that's totally fair.
High mileage driver, keep your car for a long time. Yeah. Save yourself on the repair costs.
Absolutely. And just to bring up recalls again, just
to circle back to that.
Just to circle back.
Nice full circle moment.
Yeah. So I had a vehicle, it was a Kia Optima that was affected by a recall, and I actually got an engine replacement. Like, that vehicle had lifetime engine warranty coverage. I just got a free engine. I'm like, guys, this is great. Everyone should do this. No, it wasn't exactly ideal. But it was nice to have, I guess, that coverage, peace of mind, because an engine is not cheap. It's a used car, new car, it doesn't matter. An engine is not going to be cheap. Recalls are another interesting topic. So if you guys have heard in the news, you can watch the news for 10 minutes and see Ford recalls 3 million, whatever, F-150s. There's a huge one for Toyota regarding engines for their Tacoma trucks and a bunch of other models. Every manufacturer goes through a ton of recalls, and you'll definitely see more of a spike in recalls with the new model. So for example, if we just released, let's say, the Kia EV3, there's probably going to be some recalls, and that's just the way she goes, really.
Yeah.
There's no real, like, rhyme or reason.
There are some that are classified as non-mandatory as well. Like, it's not necessarily in regards to safety. A lot of the times the manufacturer can, they are issued by the manufacturer, of course, and sometimes it can more so just be for, like, consumer complaints, not necessarily a safety concern. It doesn't necessarily deem the vehicle to be unsafe. So
I will also say not every vehicle is affected by a recall, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is a huge thing. A lot of customers will come in saying, I heard about this recall. We'll look up their vehicle is not affected. So it's select batches, cars produced during certain times, maybe certain models, certain trim levels, too, even if it's a certain function on that car. Recalls are just a big, crazy thing, and if you get a letter about it, try not to fret. I will say, reading recall sounds like watching a medication commercial where it says side effects may include death, dying, and being dead. It sounds like that because, I mean, half the recalls will say, like, engine, fire, explosion, blowing up. So
don't park it anywhere near your house. And a lot of times people can, like, call in. They can be very concerned about it. And
which is valid.
I'm not going to joke about recalls. Like, of course, they are put into place for a reason. However, you do have to take it a little bit with a grain of salt and understand that, like, this is, they have to use all of, like, the legalese kind of in drafting these letters and having them sent out to the consumers, just in case anything does happen. Yeah. But have we ever heard of any of that type of stuff happening? No, we have not. So don't worry.
So I think we're coming up towards the end of this Q&A podcast. And again, like we mentioned earlier, if there's a select warranty question you have, let us know in the comments because we check them all. We see everything. We see it all.
So I feel like warranty can be such a case-by-case basis. Yeah. So again, if you guys have a really specific question, I'm more than happy to answer and give you guys my take on the situation. There is stuff that can be relatively taboo, especially regarding modifications.
Oh boy.
Which you won't catch me putting my opinion on that online.
Yep.
But
find a mod-friendly dealer. What?
Yeah. But no, there can be a lot of fun, and I do think that warranty is a good thing. I'm very happy to work for a manufacturer or for a dealership that does stand behind it and does want to take care of their customers when it comes to warranty, extended warranty, even if you've never been here before.
Absolutely.
We would love to absolutely help you out if we can.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And just to reiterate, bumper-to-bumper warranty does not cover bumpers.
Bumper-to-bumper warranty does not cover bumpers.
And you're not going to give me a free engine replacement on my car.
Yeah, so if you neglect your vehicle, it's not covered.
Guys?
Theft, not covered. Fire, not covered. Flood, not covered. Vandalism, no. Acts of God, no.
Drive it into the water,
no.
Bad ice fishing trip, no.
Misuse, racing.
Raccoons,
no. Oh, yeah, that's a bad one. Raccoons eating wiring.
Yeah.
Not covered, unfortunately.
Sneaky snack.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I know.
I guess I wrapped it up.
No raccoons. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like and rate this podcast if you learned something.
Maybe you learned something new. If not, sorry you had to listen to us yap.
Anyway, we hope to see you on our next podcast episode. And let us know if you have any topics you want covered.
Bye.
Bye.